Every year, legacy corporations with massive budgets and deep talent pools lose market share to agile, underfunded startups. The issue comes down to structure. When a radical, futuristic idea is born inside a traditional company, it triggers what we call the corporate immune system. First, the accounting department gets involved. Because the outcome of early-stage R&D is unpredictable, standard accounting treats it as a dangerous expense, something that needs its budget slashed to protect quarterly profits. Next, the legacy sales teams push back. If asked to pitch a complex, untested new product, they often refuse. It is far easier for them to sell the existing catalog that already guarantees their high commissions. The parent company's own internal bureaucracy acts like a powerful gravitational pull, crushing the velocity out of new ideas. How does a legacy giant actually innovate when its own structure fights the process? This structural gravity makes internal innovation a losing game. To survive, large companies must find ways to move their most radical projects outside the reach of their own bureaucracy through spin-offs and corporate venture capital. Take the case of Siam Auto Parts, a traditional Tier 1 steel manufacturing giant. Over 2 years, their internal R&D team managed to invent a highly accurate AI sensor that detects driver drowsiness. The product works perfectly, but the corporate structures are incompatible. Siam Auto Parts is built for massive B2B steel bidding. They have no infrastructure or expertise to sell software subscriptions to trucking fleets. The AI project is trapped. The executive solution to this trap is a spin-off. The parent company severs the AI project entirely, registering it as a new independent entity called Siam AI Vision. This breakaway creates immediate advantages. First is autonomy. The new entity bypasses the parent company's slow, 10-step approval processes, allowing it to make decisions at the speed of a startup. Second, it aligns incentives. A corporate giant cannot offer equity to individual project teams, but through an employee stock ownership plan, or ESOP, the spin-off can give those engineers a direct slice of the new company, preventing your top talent from defecting to competitors. Finally, it creates risk isolation. The clean, independent structure allows the spin-off to attract outside funding from venture capitalists. If the startup ultimately fails, the financial fallout hits a solid firewall, leaving the parent company's core balance sheet unharmed. A spin-off replaces corporate friction with startup velocity. The innovation scales rapidly, and the resulting financial gains reflect straight back to the parent company's majority stake. Curious, but what if a legacy company needs an innovation immediately? They might not have the years required to incubate a project and spin it out. That brings us to corporate venture capital, or CVC. If you can't build it, you use corporate funds to buy an external startup that has already succeeded. This split screen highlights a crucial distinction. On the left, standard venture capitalists invest purely for financial returns. They want to buy low and sell high. But on the right, corporate VCs operate on a different logic. They are looking for strategic return. A real estate giant might establish a CVC fund specifically to buy a home service app. They don't need the app to go public. They just want to instantly integrate it into all their existing condo properties to lock in their customer base. By acquiring rather than building, legacy companies can instantly splice missing technological DNA right into their core operations. Many of these efforts fail even with the right paperwork. We often see spin-offs that have their own office and logo, but the CEO still has to wait weeks for the parent company's board to approve a minor marketing spend. When a breakaway entity is treated like just another department, the velocity evaporates. A successful breakaway requires passing a few strict diagnostic tests. First, you must grant the new CEO absolute autonomy over their operations. Second, you must have the courage to let the new startup actively cannibalize the parent company's legacy products. Better your own startup takes your customers than a competitor. You also have to adapt to the new environment. That means establishing tech-specific HR policies, avoiding toxic exclusivity clauses that limit your startup's growth, and defining a clear exit strategy from day one. To pull this off, executives have to abandon the outdated role of the traditional manager who micromanages the daily operations of every internal department. They must step into the role of an investor. Your job is to allocate capital, empower agile teams, and then step back to watch the results, doubling down on the winners and cutting the losers. Longevity for a massive firm comes from recognizing that its greatest strength isn't internal agility, but the capital to acquire it from the outside. Spin-offs and CVCs are powerful tools for long-term evolution. But what happens when a market crisis hits too fast and the ground falls out from under you in a matter of weeks? Next time, we explore the mechanics of the crisis-driven business model pivot.